Hello, y'all. Happy Sabbath. Oh, it's 11:55. Double angel numbers. Make a wish. You can see that. Oh, you can't. It's right here. Look down there. 11:55. Oh, my um my thing that I usually have up here like this. Um, I'm making a new one, and it's going to have flags, pennants, divergences, and I might take the time to do this as well. Strong, medium, weak, hidden. Um, but I'm just kind of in the process of making these right here. So that way I can kind of like make a collage of all of these. And this is kind of like the space that I have because I have my um, that's like me. That's where I go. You can kind of see where I'm in the bottom right corner right now. Right over here, and this represents that. So there's actually a small sliver right here where I can fit other things as well. And so not just have this, but also have this sliver area filled in. But that's not really why I wanted to come on and talk. So I'm studying the Bible right now, and I recently talked to my brother earlier today, actually. Oh my gosh, look at I need to get out of this trade, but I'm refusing to get out of it while I'm in the red, and as you can see, has been, it's not gotten, it's not gone into the green, so. But yeah, I need to get out of this trade, so I should probably do something like, wait, what was the number right there? $220. It's so funny because you know you're a bad or you're a beginner trader when when you get into a trade and you immediately think like, okay, I'm willing to lose this. I'm willing to lose this much. I'm willing to gosh. The psychology of trading. I pray anyways. This is my avenue, my pathway to escaping the system and becoming financially prosperous and being able to fund my own ideas. Like I've talked about, I have 200 plus ideas that I want to engineer, patent, prototype, develop, sell. Just boom, 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 boom. I have so many I can just go doof, 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 and just go straight into moving on to the next one, the next one. You guys, I would be like, actually, it reminds me of my conversation with my brother. My brother said there's three types of people and there's three types of classes. There's the types of people who talk about other people, and that's the low class. There's types of people who talk about money, and that's middle class. And then there's types of people who talk about ideas, and that's high class or upper class or whatever. High class. Um, I don't know if you guys would call me high. I consider myself high class. I don't curse. I'm proper. I'm not promiscuous. I believe in chastity, and I have for years. But that's a whole different story because, um, I'm not going into details. But anyways, Nikolai Tesla did too. So y'all, um, what I wanted to talk to you guys about was, um, what will you do if you make it? If you make it, and what will you do with that money? And I really want you to consider what you will do with your money. Um, and even though I want to fund my own ideas, and that's all I really, really care to do, is to, um, I know who I am inside. I know who I am, what I'm capable of. I know that I'm a strong individual, and if I surround myself with the right types of people, then I can thrive. I would put myself in an environment where I would be in a state of thriving, and people would appreciate me because they would see um, what I'm capable of. You know, it's like, judge me by my works. Judge me by my works. Like, I can't wait for the day of judgment. I know that I'm not worthy, but when I put myself amongst the crowds of humanity that we have on this planet today, um, I, I I welcome judgment. I pray for judgment very often. You know, we are in this world today where it's so upside down, and people are who are guilty are walking the streets. You know, like the Diddy thing, and stuff like that. So it's a bad world, and it's an upside down world, and and I know that at some point, hopefully soon, there will be judgment, and I welcome that, and I pray for that. And if that means the end of the planet, then I welcome that as well, because that means that, if you're one of the good ones, then you've got nothing to worry about. So, anyways, my thing that I wanted to talk to you about um, is, what are you gonna do? I had this path to $14 million. Like, I really wanted $14 million. If I just full ported my trades and I was right every single time, then I could potentially go to $14 million. Where's those other? Yeah, up to $14 million through this whole process. This is $25 right here. So, what do I want to do with that money? Well, even though um, I deal with having an abusive childhood, one of the first things that I want to do with the money is to set my parents, like, up. I wouldn't give them the money to pay their house off, because they would just blow that money. But I would buy their house, and it would alleviate my dad of stress, and he would be able to have a low stress rest of his existence. He's very unhealthy. He's obese, and he's even told me that, he doesn't think that he's going to last much longer. So why wouldn't I want to make sure that he was able to, I don't know, like, have a stress-free rest of his existence? Why wouldn't you, as a human being, why wouldn't you want to do that? Even if you don't, like, I'm talking about my dad being the abusive person. Why wouldn't you want that for your family, including the ones who have done wrong to you? So, and like, um, I, I don't want to have any type of relationship with my family, but I want to make sure that they are set. That's one of the very first things I want to do. Of course, I want to get my own businesses going and my own ideas. I've got crypto ideas. I've got physical ideas, and I can't wait to get them going. It's just going to be, you guys are going to know. It's not my goal to be known. It's just that it's a it's a byproduct of being somebody who makes something that you probably will know about. And I don't know, like I'm perfectly okay with that. And I've got a whole lot of ideas, so I just can't wait. Anyways, I just want you guys to know that it doesn't matter what kind of situation you were brought up in. It doesn't matter. I've got the worst relationship with my family. I don't talk with them. They're perfectly fine not knowing me, and they were perfectly fine taking advantage of me. And that's just the way it was. And it wasn't until I got really close with God that I got pulled out of that situation. Not that they're not Christian or anything. It's just that there's a lot of people who call themselves Christians who do the like, not the worst things, but that are not the best of people. And that just happens. It's like, it just, I don't know. It's just a fact. But it doesn't change the fact that I want them to be set, and I care enough about them to want them to have some kind of a peaceful and prosperous existence where they can thrive in their own way. And I just want you guys to think along the lines that I have just kind of outlined for you. Because, yes, your family is not your blood. Think about the story of Jesus. Bro was like 12 when he left home. He never turned around. He never saw his family yet again. Never again. He was like, see ya. So, like, your family is not your family. Your family is not your blood. Your family is who aligns with your frequency. And the 12 disciples of Jesus, for example, were his family, the ones who aligned with his frequency, the ones who recognized him for who he was and what he was doing and what he did. And there's a lot of people, who didn't believe that he was God, but that he was a prophet, and they still aligned with his frequency. There's people who debate whether or not he was God, and even Muslims will make that debate, but they'll always recognize that he was a prophet. My personal opinion is that it's like the story of Job when God talked to Satan and he said, what are you doing? And Satan was like, I'm walking the earth to and fro, walking in and out of this dimension, walking and doing as I please. And God made a bet with Satan, and he said, hey, pick any one of, he didn't say pick anyone. He said, my people love me so much that they won't, they'll not curse my name. You want to make a bet? Satan says, and God's like, bet, let's do this. Look at this guy, Job. As long as you don't kill him, you can do whatever you want. So Satan kills his family. He turns his friends against him. He does all this crazy stuff. And he gives Job like the boils and scurvy or whatever. Like, Job was like down and out, but he never cursed God's name. I lost $10,000 and I cursed God. It wasn't like, I curse you. It was like in my deep subconscious, and I didn't stop myself, but I recognized that as cursing God. And I'm still resentful. Well, not still, but I have been resentful for the fact that I say that I have all these pure intentions, and still I'm not getting the breaks that I wanted. Like I was so sure that it was gonna stay in this formation right here, and I got I got in, and it started going up, and then it just goes down, and I was like, it's like $4,000 right here. I'm like, it's got to come up, and then it just liquidated me, and now it's down here. So yeah, I definitely didn't stop myself subconsciously from cursing God, and I have apologized for that. But I'm uh, I'm very, very like disappointed in myself for doing that, and I've talked about it with multiple people, because that's like the one of the worst things that you can possibly do. Um, but anyways, I just like this the story of Job. I don't know why exactly I was talking about that, but Job was strong. Oh, the story of Jesus and all of that. Like, um, God makes bets with Satan, and he did that in the story of Job. What's to say God didn't make a bet with Satan and say, okay, I'll go in to a human body and I will live a life, and I'll lead that life with love, and I'll prove to you that authentic love is the strongest frequency, and and nothing else can touch it. And so God left heaven for a period of time, 33 earth years, and lived in this body with no memory of being God. He was just literally put into Mary's womb, and then born and raised, and then left the house, and then he became a prophet, and then he went and toured the world and did all that stuff, and proved that that love, authentic love, is the strongest frequency. And that was literally just a bet that he made with Satan, because I mean, he didn't have to. There was the Old Testament. Like, he had angels, and he was making deals with humans on earth this whole time. So why did he have to? I don't think he had to. I think that he just made a bet with Satan. That's my personal opinion. That's what I think happened, and that's what I think the whole story of Jesus is about. I think it's literally about Satan continuing to make bets with God, and God saying, "You're never gonna learn." But I'm a betting man, so so I'll go ahead and do it, And so he did it, and he proved Satan wrong once again. Anyways, all that to say, if you guys make it in crypto, prove. Oh wow, it's just got to come up. I just can't hit this X. I can't do that again. I'm tired of losing. I'm just tired of it. And like, I've been so tired that I've just said no, all the way through here. And this is on the hourly. Let's go to the daily. One, two, three, 4 days of just saying no. It's got to be, the number has to be green right here. It's got to be green. So I hope and pray that I'm able to set myself financially free, and do prosperous things with my life. That's I I've had ideas of mine that were so, whoa, that's a crazy idea. And I work in patent law as an illustrator. And so I've told my ideas to attorneys in like this attorney client privileged kind of setting, but there's no attorney client privilege relationship, contract, or anything like that. And I've had one of my ideas stolen and then just wrote me off as a client, like, I don't want to do business with them anymore, so let's just not send any business that way, and I'm just going to take that idea and see ya. So I know that my ideas are good. Oh yeah, I I came up with the Peloton when I was young. I came up with this idea. Um, this right here, I came up with this. This is called air welling. There's 10% moisture content in the air in a desert in Arizona. And you can pull water out of the air. And you can do it passively. You don't need a big giant generator. You can do it passively. And I came up with this too. The concept of air welling has been around. It's not like I discovered air welling and I was like, ooh, I'm going to come up with my own variation. No, I came up with the idea and then I developed the idea and then I started researching it and then I discovered the concept of air welling. But I mean, I have a lot of other ideas, some that are just revolutionary. They'll change things, and they will. Like, that's what I look forward to, is having the ability to do those things. And this is sort of like my Hail Mary pathway um, to accomplishing, to getting to the starting line, because I'm not somebody who talks about people. I'm not somebody who talks about money. I'm somebody who talks about ideas. That's who I've always been. I've always been an inventor. At 7 years old, I was inventing. I came up with this thing, like you have this little thing like a snorkel and you turn it here and then you have a tank, and when this one runs out you turn it this way and there's another tank, so there's two tanks, and you take this one off and you put it in your belt and you pull a new one out and you put it on and you keep scuba diving, and then when that one runs out you switch it back over and then you put the new one in, and it's basically for like snorkeling, not for deep diving but for like pools. I was like 7 years old. 7. I've been inventing my entire life, and I've been taught that through time, nobody's going to help me. I'm going to have to help myself. And so this is my pathway. I have to do this. This is my path, because there's not anybody out there. They either want something in return, something that I'm unwilling to give, or they'll just take from me. And there's never really it's just, if you want something, you have to do it yourself. But if you do, and you do make it, first of all, congratulations. I hope I'm in the same boat as you. I hope that I'm up here on the winning side. I hope that I am. I pray that I am. But I just want to send this piece of message out to you guys and say, don't forget about your little family. I don't plan on knowing my family any more than I do now. I know that they would want to know me more. If there was a certain level of success that I've built around myself, but that's not, they've had their chances. The only thing I want is for them to have like safety, a roof over their head, and, um, an opportunity to thrive in their own ways. And if that means that they need help, like funding a idea or a business of their own, then maybe that's, but I just don't want to get involved with them. All I want to do is just make sure that they have a roof over their head and let them keep doing whatever they're doing. So I want to buy my parents' house, and it's expensive. So I want that to be like a 5% investment on my part. And so that means I need to have a lot, like I need to have a lot of money. So anyways, you guys, that was what I wanted to talk to you about. It wasn't really like a crypto thing. I just want you to, um, I just, like, I'm somebody who shouldn't know their family, somebody who has been abused by their family, and then also taken advantage of by their family and family members, and been teamed up against, by their family members. And things like my car, like I have a jacked up Lexus, and when took I went on a road trip with my family years ago, and I left my car there because it's an older car. One of my family members stayed home and just thrashed it, and there was all sorts of engine lights on and stuff like that when I got home, and there was mud everywhere, and I was washing the mud out for days, and the interior was totally trashed. It was just disgusting, and I'm like, why was my car even used to begin with? And there was like, it was just like, oh, like everybody just kind of did like this, not my problem. And on that same trip, I replaced the oil on, I took it to like the oil place, and I had the oil replaced. And the same family member who trashed my car, I replaced the oil in his car. So it was just kind of like, yeah, yikes. But yeah, like there's just so many samples of stuff like that where I could just be like, yeah, I don't want to have anything to do with my family ever. They've just treated me horribly. But you guys, you don't have to know your family. You don't have to know your family, but you can still take care of them, and that's what I'm suggesting. Is I was, I've I'm somebody who should definitely be like, forget you guys, I'm out of here. But I'm not that kind of a person. Like, and you shouldn't be either. So if it's possible for you to oh, look at this. We just got a big push. Oh my gosh. It was green for a split second. Ugh. As soon as it goes green significantly, I'm going to close this position and change this to 25. 25. 25. Oh. But I can't do that yet. I've got to be responsible. It's just like it's my way out. It's my way out. I've got to get out. I've got to. So, but yeah, y'all, I just hope that somebody sees this video one day and realizes that it's important to be helpful, and yeah, even if it's, nobody comes from a perfect situation either, so so it doesn't matter. There's people who have much more difficult stories than I do, and they're still like connected and living and close, way closer than I am with their families. And they have to forgive them on a daily basis, or they just forget about it or whatever. But, there's that. So it's already this is already a long video anyway. So, sending love y'all's way. I hope that you guys do well. I hope that this August is the beginning of this massive bull run or rally or alt season or whatever you want to call it. And I hope that everybody does really well. And to be honest with you, if I can make a bunch of money with this, I'm going to get out of trading and I'm going to get into running businesses and starting businesses and developing ideas. And maybe I'll do some like long swings with low leverage, and that's how I will trade. But I've always been an inventor, and I just that's who I am. So I just yeah. So that's I can't abandon that. I'm going in that direction, and this would be a blessing. It would be a blessing for me to have the ability to create these inventions and make them happen. Hopefully, I pray. Anyways, you guys, love ya. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.